want anything bad enough, don't make excuses. You gotta lose your time and your sleep for it. You find a way.
Boxing King Media in association with Boxer. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Colin Hart. How are you, sir, first of all?
I'm doing extremely well for an old man.
Still looking young. You've got way more hair than me as well.
Right.
We're here at the press launch for Nathan Heeney versus Brad Pauls, the comeback of Joe Joyce, which is a big talking point. I want to start off with Joe Joyce, with yourself first, Colin. You excited for Joe's comeback? A lot of people are talking about whether he should retire or, do it, but he's back.
I was one of them who thought he perhaps should call it a day, because at 38, and after where he was knocked out by Zhang in his last fight, I was beginning to wonder whether he really did have much of a future left. But boxing being boxing and being a heavyweight, everything can change with one punch, as he found out with Zhang. So, all right, so he's going to give it another go. And with the money about for the heavyweights now in Saudi, I suppose you can't blame him.
You said that he should retire. Do you think he should retire because of his age, or do you think the punch resistance is gone? What are reasons?
Watching Joe fight, he's always moving forward. But to me, he takes too many punches because he doesn't move his head enough. And I find that a bit worrying. But, he knows he's an intelligent guy. He's been to university, and so he knows himself better than I do.
I spoke to him earlier. One of the things I raised was, I remember when he beat Joseph Parker, people were saying that Joseph Parker should retire and he was shot. But then we've gone and seen what he's gone and done. Now they're saying Wilder's shot. So could it just be a case of that style wasn't right for him against Zhang?
It is possible, and of course we will find out in the next 12 months whether he's wise, or whether he's been wise to continue, or whether he should have listened to certain people who reckoned after Zhang he should have. I mean, at 38, it's not like he's a young man, is it?
And obviously you've got a lot of experience in the industry, and I'm just curious because we've seen it with even Anthony Joshua when he lost to Usyk. People are saying he's done, he should retire as well, but he's gone and beaten Wallin when people are saying that's a hard fight. But now people are saying Wallin didn't turn up, or he wasn't that good anyway. So with fighters, is it fair that they get kind of judged on their last performance every time?
Yes, you're only as good as your last fight. But boxing has got a history of fighters who go on too long. That they certainly don't want to go out on a loss. I can understand that. But as you know, it's a brutal sport, and they're getting punched in the head, and it comes a time when you think maybe enough is enough.
Fascinating. And then I just want to speak to you about Nathan Heeney. I saw you earlier on go up and congratulate him about win over Denzel Bentley. What do you make of his matchup with Brad Pauls?
Well, first of all, the first thing I said to Nathan is that congratulations on your great win against Denzel. I gave you little chance of winning that one. I admitted I didn't think he was going to beat Denzel. So good luck to him. He's a very, very interesting character, is Mr. Heeney. He's got this tremendous following in that part of England, in the Midlands. Thousands of people turn up to watch him fight from his hometown, Stoke. And there were over 2,000 in Manchester to see him win the title. And he reckons there are going to be even more who will be there ringside to see him in his next fight.
Any other fights on this card that you're looking forward to? It's another magnificent 7 card and some brilliant matchups.
Yeah, I think they're all good fights. They're all good domestic fights. Obviously, Heeney's title defence is interesting. And Joe's comeback is also interesting. And I like little McCann, who's unbeaten, had a very tough fight in his last fight, which, of course, because of cuts, was considered a draw. But you know, he's a potential British champion and maybe a European champion. But unfortunately, he's a super bantamweight and he's in the same division as Mr. Inoue in Japan, who, as you know, is just unified this world super bantamweight title.
Definitely so. And just want to get your opinions on, this situation with Otto Beterbiev and his atypical finding. It's still ongoing. We saw the Smith brothers did some interviews yesterday, and they raised some valid points about, the levels being high and saying, it needed more investigating and they weren't given enough information, etc. And then some people are debating, if it's not an issue, why was it even? Why are the opposition even being getting told about it?
Well, of course, I mean, I don't know whether, he's been tested and the levels were were legal. So I can't see if that's the case. Look, let's be honest. Callum Smith was out of his league with Beterbiev, as is most light heavyweights. I think he'll be Bivol when they eventually fight in the summer. And, forget all this drug nonsense. Beterbiev is a very special fighter, and he would beat Callum Smith all day long if he never took a pill for a headache.
Keeping the subject on steroids and failed drug tests, we've seen Alicia Borger being cleared by the WBC in the last few days. What do you make of the WBC saying that her test results wasn't deliberately ingested?
Well, that's it. I mean, mistakes can be made over the counter. People take, vitamin pills and various other medication which you can buy over the counter, and sometimes they contain substances which are considered enhancing when it comes to sport. But if they've declared her, they've cleared her.
The cynics out there is basically saying whenever it's a big name or somebody who's got money behind them, they'll always find a way of clearing their name. And the ones who have got no money, like we saw with Tete recently, got a 4-year ban. What's your opinion on them two viewpoints?
Well, as I say, people are always suspicious of anybody who does something out the ordinary. They immediately say, I covered athletics for 31 years, and the sport is so riddled with drugs that whatever athlete produces a fast time or an outstanding throw, immediately is, what are they on? When in fact, they're on nothing. So, unfortunately, so many sports have been involved with drug taking, their athletes, even cricket, and tennis. So, it's part of, unfortunately, modern sport that there is suspicions every day of the week.
Thank you for your opinions, Colin. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, I'm fine.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure speaking to you as always. I'll see you at the next one.
Anything bad enough? Don't make excuses. You gotta lose your time and your sleep for it. You find a way.